वासुदेवाय रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमो नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रमे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं श्रीराम नाम वरानने। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वं मरोगदा अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं स हनुमस्मरणान् भवेत्। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्चनं भास्ववारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमस्कृत्य रक्षसान्तकं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं मादात्मजं वानरयोधमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। आपत्तातं अहवार्तं धातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहं। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay, today's session we will just cover some of the important topics about bhakti brought out through Ramayana's classes, Ramayana's sessions, and we will try to see how relevant and what is the main content that we can take out from Ramayana's story. Not that everybody will need to understand the understanding of how it happened, but what is it that like how, and then what is that we can take it as a lesson from our for our bhakti perspective. So similar to Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana has got so much of treasure, so much of content that everybody and anybody can take out any one particular part of Ramayana and then they will be able to give a 1 day pravachan or a 1 week pravachan or a 1 year pravachan also. And many of them know Ramayana, many of them knows all the philosophical understanding, all of the story, all of the characters, everything everybody will know. There's no doubt about it. But our focus for next half an hour to 40 minutes is more on uh, how well this particular subject matter, this particular section will help me to grow in my own bhakti. So that should be our focus. Okay, so that then it will help us to see the same Ramayana katha, the same Ramayana episode in a different perspective. Okay, so that is the objective. And with that objective, this content was given to us long time back by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj some years ago, and then it was there for many years ago. In fact, in 2017, 16 times, something like that, more than 10 years ago. So I'm just trying to repeat the same thing. So all glories will go to him only. I'm trying to repeat whatever he had shared with us many years ago. Okay. You're able to see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So I will skip. I'll try to condense to whatever extent possible for us to understand. Maybe in later session we can continue this after some time also. Few points that I wanted to convey today is something of very important. From a story perspective, everybody will know Ramayana, and there's no doubt about Ramayana's twists and turns, right? So अगर ये ऐसा होता नहीं, अगर ये ऐसा, like if this would have happened, if it happened in this way, it would have turned the story in this way. If it had turned in this way, it would have turned. So every part of the story has got the twist and turns. If at all Mandra would not have Mandra or Kuni, if at all she had been a good lady, this entire Ramayana would have gone in a different direction. And if at all Kaikeyi's mind is not changed, it would have gone in a different direction. There are different twists and turns throughout Ramayana, right? But the first thing that we have to understand is the power of bad association, which is very, very important from our bhakti perspective. When I say bhakti perspective, how well am I connected with good and bad? When I say good and bad, that which will help us to grow in bhakti, that which will make us grow in a different direction, not towards bhakti. So we have to be very careful. And then this lesson about how Kaikeyi was associated with her maid servant Mantra or Kuni, whomsoever, she has been with Kaikeyi for a very long time. Okay, for a very long time, in the sense when Kaikeyi was married with Dashratha, she came along with Kaikeyi with so many hundreds of other maids also, right? And she has been a very personal, confidential servant who has been guiding, who has been helping so many nice things. And we all know that, from the Ramayana, Rama was very close, or Rama was very affectionate, fond with Kaikeyi more than anybody else. And Kaikeyi had Bharata, but even before Bharata, she had a lot of feelings for Rama than Bharata. right? So much of love and affection Kaikeyi had, but still, because of her association at the incorrect time, due to the ill feelings of Mantra, she was provoked. She was put in a situation where she had to get into a wrong way of putting her thoughts, putting her mind, putting her decision points, and making her stubborn. She is from a very aristocratic queen family, and she had a lot of other background. Everything was perfect, and she had everything good. But only one good thing, that only one bad thing was she had the poison tree next to her itself, and nobody knew that mantra is a poison tree. So from our bhakti also, we might assume that certain things at certain point of time is always nice, everything good, everything nicely. But we may not know that there is a poison tree very close to us, which we have been growing or cultivating, or we are having it for a long time with us. And if you see the story of Mantra, she is a very nice lady at point of time. How did she got provoked is also a very important, interesting turn. So when in Rama, unlike Krishna Leela, Rama Leela, you will not have anything called as Balya Leela. Like no, like Rama played with these boys, Rama did nothing. So Rama is a very gentleman, gentle character. Lakshmana was, all the four brothers, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, all were like very gentle boys. They just grew up and this one, right? But actually the background of the story is little deeper, where at some point of the time, she might have got little insulted or kind of little thing with her when she came, and when Rama was playing with his friends, with of course with Lakshmana, Bharata and all, and they were playing some ball game. Okay, so during that, when they were very small young boys, so they were trying to put the ball back and forth, a catch game, and then that ball hit Mantra, and somehow or other everybody laughed, and Rama also laughed. Generally, Rama, if you see his behavior, his character is so elegant that you will never see him teasing anybody or scolding anybody, or so throughout Rama's stories. But at one point of time, he just made a small gesture or some kind of a funny thing that provoked Mantra, and that it's a small thing, but that was deep into her heart for so many years, and that provoked her at the right situation, and then that provoking made Kaikeyi also to change. Wow. And that made Kaikeyi also. So we may not know at some point of the time certain things would have happened, and then it will be deep in their heart. In fact, you read through this particular episode itself. Initially, when the news about Rama incarnated the next day, he's going to become a king next day, and then the Dasharatha announces everything, and everybody are happy, right? In this episode, first thing, who will be the most happiest person is Kaikeyi. And when the news comes to her through Mantra, immediately she will give her a big garland, so not a garland, big necklace, right? And then she will give that necklace and you've given the best news in the entire world today. But 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 this, what this Mantra will do, she'll just throw away that particular that necklace, and then she will give a lot of explanation and argument, and then back and forth arguments will happen. And then because she's a old lady, respectable lady, Kaikeyi also had a lot of respect to her. And then the conversation will be very heated conversation. And at some point of the time, Mantra was thinking, how do I convince this lady? How do I change her mind? So she was also kind of desperate. And Mantra was so desperate, she should know what is the weakness of the person. So she made that particular point. Then she made one very important statement. What is that important statement is, hey, you are thinking Rama will become king and then everything will be nice, everything. You know what will happen? What will happen? Then Kaushalya will become Kaushalya will become the king's mother, and she will have the entire treasury house of um, uh, responsibility of the treasury house, and you will not be able to do any kind of dana dharma. You will lose your, when after Dasharatha passes away, you will become the servant maid of Kaushalya. This is the one statement Mantra will say, and that one statement will just provoke her. How does it happen? How does it will happen? Then she will say, see, Today you are giving a lot of dana dharma, you're doing all kind of good things to many people. So Kaikeyi's practices, whomsoever comes every day, she'll give something to anybody. Okay, she is a very nice, benevolent person, and she is doing, even before marriage itself, she was doing so much of things, right? So her name, her position is in that way. Okay, so mantra uses that exact point, which everybody will think, oh, this is my pride, this is my characteristics, that I have to continuously give dana dharmam, dana, everything, that giving away charities is my right. So mantra will touch upon that most important weak point and say, hey, tomorrow onwards you will have to go and bhiksha at Kausalya and then ask her, can I give this, can I give that? So you will never get that opportunity, and you are going to lose your opportunity. That will start thinking. So that will make her mind change. Which means what? Sometimes we might think, oh, this is my highest strength, this is my highest way, this is my best quality. That best quality will turn into your weakness. Okay. After that, slowly, mantra will change her mind, change her particular way of asking, and then mantra will influence her itself. Then it will turn completely the other side. She will then mantra will say what needs to be done, and then Kaikeyi will surrender to my mantra and say what needs to be done, what exactly I have to talk, how to talk, and all. And then mantra will specifically mention it is not only that Bharata should be incarnated as king. Rama has to go to forest. Not only go to forest, he has to be there for minimum 14 years. So these are all, doesn't come out just like that. It is a well planned thought process, right? Because it doesn't just like that come out on a one day, just like that, right? So this thinking planning has been there in Mantra's mind for many years, and then that came out. The number of years in exile also is very important. So all those things were all considered very pakka planned, and then Mantra puts all these points. Right. So in a way where we can see how well a good association, a good thing can immediately overnight within few hours change into a totally different this one. So we need to be very careful when somebody touches upon our own strength and weakness, how well we are strong, how well we are able to connect us towards Krishna, towards Bhakti, then we are safe and sound. Because there will be a lot of external influences which we might think it is not going to affect us. But internally, when we have our own strength and weakness, that weakness anyway we will be succumb to. But sometimes we think this is our strength, then that strength will have one specific point in which it will make us fall down. Okay. So that is why we need to be very clear. Okay. So this is one first lesson that we can understand how important it is for us to, as much as possible, we need to be very cautious in our association. Okay. The second lesson that we can understand is in our seva, in our day-to-day activities, in our temple, in our center, in our congregation, we might be doing a lot of seva here and there. But most important is how much of attachment to the service and not to the position. This is very direct way where Rama exhibited it. The moment he came to know, moment he comes, Dasharatha will be just lying flat. He could not even speak speak out. I mean, he will not even open up. Kaikeyi will declare it. Dasharatha wants you to go to forest. Dasharatha wants you to go to forest for 14 years. That's all. She will not tell tomorrow Bharata will become the king. Nothing. Your father wants you to go. That's all. Immediately, even not even looking at his father, he will say yes. He will say okay. Because before that day afternoon, the news will spread, and then somebody would have already told to Rama that no, hey, tomorrow you just wait for your father's call. Officially, your father will call and tell you. So be ready. So the news will spread, and everybody will become happy. Mother Sita also will become happy, and the news will it generally happens, right? Wildfire. So at at that point of time, Rama also will be very happy. Yes, this is my father's order. Tomorrow, maybe I'll become the king. I'll have to continue. So he has already got that, feel that okay, I'm going to be the position. So when the minister told, okay, you have to go and meet your father has called. He had that mood that you come and then you're going to become the. But when he came, it was completely opposite. Not only opposite, it was not opposite just like that for a few years or few months. It was like almost minimum of 14 years. And it was a big shocker, right? And it was a big thing. So anybody, even in our way of life also, we expect some position, some place, something. But one thing is regression is like, okay, you will not get it. That is okay. It is not only you will not get it, but you will be banished. You will be totally away from this. So, but Rama exhibited this wonderful quality that he will abide by whatever his father's instruction was. He did not hesitate. He did not say no. He did not. The same face. I mean, even in Valmiki Ramayana, even in Kamba Ramayana, it beautifully mentions about Rama's face. It remains as it is. He didn't change. He didn't show any kind of facial expressional way. He remained as it is. His face was smiling. He said okay, and then he just left.
Yeah, I just wanted to add here also. It has a good correlation between the Karma Yoga chapter that we are also learning, right? So
Absolutely.
all this is just showing how a Karma Yoga needs to be done. Whatever deeds you are doing is completely without any attachment to the doings that you are doing, and you are completely devoid of the palan that you are getting
Correct.
from that. So
Correct. Nice. Thank you.
this particular chapter just reflects that this particular Ram's behavior.
Absolutely, Ashwin Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. It's not that just to follow this one. You need to be very clear on what is that you're trying to achieve and demonstrate, and then being that position, just performing that karma, performing that action, duty, your swadharma is very important. Nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. Okay. This I can skip. This I can maybe. So we know about Ramayana, right? So there are great reversals in our in the Ramayana story also. Even in our life also, according to our law of nature, there will be some lot of reversals happening. For some it will be only just straightforward. Okay, for example, if you ask our parents, they'll be just working, they might be retired, they'll be put their money in LIC, they might have built one house, they might have studied, make us educated, and that's it. So they have a very straightforward this one. But when you compare to the previous generation, to the next generation, to our generation, we might have seen a lot of reversals back and forth here and there. This would happen, that would happen, and we are trying to balance between these things. And we are getting that worry now itself for our children. What will happen to that? What will happen to that? But when you go and sit with our parents and great grandfathers, they'll also convey the same message. But one thing that they were very sure is somehow or other they had that faith that no, the Lord will protect us, and then whatever has come, they had undergone that also. So we might not know their reversals, okay, but they also would have undergone the same journey. But we should expect, or we should be anticipating great reversals, and then how do we take up those reversals and then keep moving forward, okay? Because the goal or the mission of our life has to be very clear, right? So Ramayana brings out that wonderful lesson. This is extreme reversals. So for some it may not be extreme reversals. For some it will be extreme reversals, right? Nobody would have thought Rama would go to forest. Nobody would have thought Sita will see the deer. Nobody would have seen Surpanaka coming. Nobody would have seen all the way from north. They crossed over Dandakaranyam. They have to come to south. They might have thought, okay, he might live somewhere near Panchavati, near Maharashtra, and come back to Ayodhya. But he went all the way down. So and somebody would have thought, okay, all the way he went to south, maybe he'll come back and he will not cross Sri Lanka also. So everywhere there were reversals in Ramayana, right? But all those reversals demonstrate one particular aspect is how well it is going to the next level of the required understanding, required knowledge that we are. One is the story part, the other one is about there's so much of lessons that we try to get. Okay. So more from a material perspective is one thing, but from a spiritual consciousness, spiritual understanding is what is we need to take it up. Okay. I will skip. Yeah, there are some small pastimes that I can tell you. Okay, when Rama was about to leave, right? When Rama was about to leave, everybody came to know and everybody was shocked because the next day they were thinking of making a lot of big celebration, everything. But the moment they heard about Rama going, all of them what they decided is there's no purpose of living without Rama. So they thought, okay, what is the purpose of, if Rama is not going to be taking our king? Because every day morning, the first thing they will do is in Ayodhya, whatever be their work, they'll just come and greet, or not greet, they'll seek the blessings, and then just to have darshan of Ram, they'll just come. So they'll all come, they will just stand in front of Ayodhya in Ram's palace or wherever the location is. They'll just come and Rama will just see them, greet them, and also every day, even before their normal routine work starts, they will seek darshan of the Lord Ram. Okay, just to see, that's all, they will go. So that practice has been there for many generations also. Even nowadays also, many of them in those days, before their work starts, everybody whomsoever living within the temple community or whomsoever, they just go to the temple, have just one darshan of the Lord, and then they start working. Right? In all throughout India, you will see that habit. It is because it will give them that spiritual energy, spiritual strength, that motivation, all those enthusiasm, everything. Right? So when this Ayodhyavadis learned that, okay, Lord Rama is going to forest, everybody felt like, okay, let's pack our bags. There's no purpose of living in Ayodhya. So they all started going along with Rama in the chariot. And by that night time, the entire Ayodhya was doomed. Like nothing was there. Okay, and what did they do? All of them went just cross their Ayodhya city, Ayodhya town, and then they just put one camp on the border, just entering into the forest, not directly into the forest, just the border place. And then when they were just there, and Rama was just sitting there. He was contemplating. Okay, what was he contemplating? I thought my father has given me the instruction of going to forest, me, and then I had to take Sita and Lakshmana. That is one in my own way of decision. But how am I going to have this entire? Nobody expected this Ayodhya Vasis also to come, right? And all the Ayodhya Vasis decided. They all decided, okay, it is only we should not live in Ayodhya, right? We can put up a big city. We can come up with a small town in the forest itself. We'll all start cultivating. Some of them already started planning. We'll put one tent here. We'll put one small kutil here. So let Ram stay here. We will not put. So all of them started immediately. The town planning activity started, and Rama was like little worried. What is this? This is not good. And I am supposed to follow my father's instruction, and this whole town is going to come. Well, in between this, what will happen is all of them felt a little more. Yeah, we are with Ram today, so we have done with the best decision. So yeah, we are all happy. We are going to be good. Okay, so they are all like a little bit of that, confidence, kind of overconfidence, little bit of pride, and all of them went to sleep. And then Aram say, like, no, they were like, that is why this word is come, Aram say. Okay. Aram say means like, no, kind of little relaxed. And then all of them went to sleep in the forest itself. They all just made some camp, some tent and whatever be it, and they just slept. And then that day, that midnight, around around 12:30, 1 o'clock or something like that, you can keep. Everybody was sleeping. Rama just woke up, and then he just woke up Sita. And then Sita, what is it? What is it? What happened? Let's go. And then Sita was confused. What is this? Let's go. They told us to come to forest. We are going to the forest. That's all. And then he woke up Lakshmana also. Lakshmana, let us go. Lakshmana was like, what is this? Why? He was like trying to be like, protective, right? But Rama said, just chup chap come. Let's just don't talk anything. Just follow me. Nothing. Just had some small whatever cloths. They just left the place without informing anybody. Okay, and then they just started walking in the midnight from 2 a.m. or 12, whatever be it, and then they went all the way to cross the river, and that is where early morning they met the Nishada Raja, the Guhan, right? So the lesson learned there is, it's a minor, very minor episode, but within that minor episode, a few moment of inattentiveness or not having the spiritual, not having that um, focused attention, they felt like, okay, we are yeah, we have achieved. As though sometime, no, you take up to do some big activity, and then you feel like, well, I've achieved something, let me take a relax, let me do a long weekend and relaxation. That's all. The Ram will become Aram, which means what, he will just go away. So that is what happened to all the Ayodhya Vasis. The next day morning, when all of them woke up, they were completely shocked. Their very real purpose of life was to have Ram with them and continue to live whatever that 14. And within that few hours, it all went off. So they had one big plan, but above their plan, Rama's plan was there, right? Which means what? For every person in devotion service, every person who is a seeker, there will be some Ram period and Aram period. Aram period is where you try to take a little bit relaxation, kind of like, okay, chalta, we'll take a little break here and there, and then that's all. We might lose Ram. Here it means what? We might lose the God consciousness. We might lose our forget. We might have that forgetfulness of the Lord Ram. Okay. So in spiritual life, most important is to be not only performing seva, performing all activities. The alertness is very important. Okay, because sometimes the procrastination is one aspect, lethargy is another aspect, complacency is the most important thing. Sometimes we'll feel complacent. Okay, it's okay, chalta ye bhi, then that's all. We will never be able to get that. Okay. Yeah, this is also very important. That the next day, after a few days, what this Bharata comes back, and Bharata is completely shocked. And Bharata is the and Bharata's character demonstrates so much of wonderful characters as a devotee, as a dedicated person, as the most influential person. Whatever be it in Ramayana, every character has got its own traits, its own plus and weakness, everything. But for us to take a lesson, we can take a lot of lessons from everybody. There's no doubt about it, right? But sometimes we may not be able to understand the full aspect of it, but we have to just take it as it is. Now, if you see in this particular episode, this Bharata will chastise his own mother like anything. He will talk all things. What have you done? This, that, and all. Okay. And then that scolding is written so nicely in Kambaramayan that no, he will say, I'm relinquishing you as my mother itself, which will nobody would have heard that, right? So you are no more my mother. I'm doing this, that, and all. He will this thing. But that then only Kaikeyi will realize, no, Kaikeyi will have that realization point that what a big mistake that she did. But she will take it in the right spirit. She will feel like, okay, whatever mistake I've done, yes, and then she will repent for it. So sometimes when great personalities and somebody just gives chastisement, some scolding, something, if we are not in the right mood to accept, right mood to take it up in the correct understanding, it is only we are going to suffer, right? So in this episode also, Kaikeyi was in a totally different aspect. She didn't expect Dasharatha to become ill. She didn't expect Dasharatha to fall down. She thought, okay, I don't. And then she felt Bharata will be very happy. Become a king is a big thing. And all her calculations completely went wrong. Completely not wrong, completely in the wrong direction also. The next thing was much more worst is what he's not only he's going to become he's not going to become king, he is also going to go to the forest. So he will just start walking, right? He'll start walking, and then we know the entire pastime where Lakshmana will become little suspicious, right? Lakshmana will think, okay, Bharata is coming with his entire army to fight, and then just to make it permanent king. But Rama is much more thoughtful, and then Rama will just chastise Lakshmana. How dare you speak about Bharata? Like, you know better than me. So he will actually chastise Lakshmana. You just wait and watch. So Lakshmana will be getting ready to prepare to fight when Bharata comes with his entire entourage in the night time. He will see from the forest place, and he will be like, no, how come this Bharata can come like that? All he will become like, but Rama will put him in his place and say, you just wait and watch. So when Bharata comes, he will just fall flat at Rama and then say, I cannot do anything. You have to come back. There's no other point he was mentioning. But when Ram advises him, no, I will not come. You are supposed to do this. Immediately, Bharata will accept it. Lakshmana will be confused. What is this? I was thinking in a totally different way. So Bharata's demonstration is, irrespective of the situation, irrespective of the place, whatever the situation, you might go and ask something to the Lord, you might ask something to your spiritual master, you might ask something to your parents, whatever be it. But if they say something else, to what extent are you going to accept it? So the goal is to please the Lord, then not to please whatever we want to get ourselves. The most important point what Bharata will say is, I don't want to go to rule. I'll better I'll better stay back along with you in the forest itself. But Lord Ram doesn't want it. He said, no, 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 no. I am not there. Lakshmana is there. Father is not well. Father is about to die. I mean, he's going to die. Little later, he'll die also, right? But what will happen? You are supposed to go means you are supposed to go and rule. Okay, this is my instruction. You follow it. And Ramayana mentions that Bharata ruled the next 14 years so beautifully, so wonderfully, that all the Ayodhyavas were continuously kind of satisfied, pacified that one day Lord Ram will come, and all the administrative activities was managed by Bharata very nicely. And how did he do it? He didn't go into the palace, right? He stayed back at the border. He stayed back at the corner, one particular location away from the main city. He built a small hut. He also followed whatever a typical forest person will do. He didn't put all kind of ornamental dress, kingly dress on. He also playing a typical hermitage sannyasi activity only. He didn't comb his hair. Kambaraman elaborately mentions about how he was behaving, what kind of food he took. Last 14 years, like how when Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita took all kind of fruits, vegetables here and there. In fact, it goes to little more detail that no, at least Ram and Lakshmana, Sita had all varieties of fruits here and there throughout India. But Bharata was played a very strong austerity. He didn't eat anything. He just eat very frugal thing only. He just slept on the floor, but he did all the administrative activities. He made the government activities running right from his position itself, and then he did it very elaborately. So that empowerment came from Ram. So sometimes the lesson learned is from Bharata is nobody can imitate like Bharata, but at least we can understand what is the real purpose. Sometimes somebody will come and say, do this, somebody will say this, but you, in your heart, you might have your own inhibitions and decisions. But most importantly, how well we accept the goal of our life. Goal of our life is to please the Lord. Goal of our life is to understand what Krishna likes. Someday somebody will ask, how do I grow in my bhakti? All that we have to do is don't have your own thoughts and ideas of, okay, this is what will make me happy. What is the action that will make Krishna happy is more important, right? Then you have to dovetail, then you have to follow that path and then do that activity. Making ourselves happy is more of our own sense gratification, but making Krishna happy is called as bhakti. Okay, so that is why Bharata is glorified like anything. And throughout that 14 years, as I told you, Bhaktaram Yakitapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. So Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Nyatimam. So Lord is the proprietor of the entire universe, entire thing. And he knows what to whom, what kind of happiness, what kind of things to be given. All that we have to just do is just follow Lord's instruction. Just whatever be the situation, whatever be our position, our karma, our role. As parents, we might be doing this. Just follow it and then act as a servant. We don't assume that we are the proprietor, we are the owner, then you won't be. So Bharata demonstrated that particular wonderful quality. And then he made the pratigya also. At the last day of the 14th year, if Lord Ram doesn't return, then he will do Atma, he will do suicide, right? Which means he was very clear about his position. He was very clear till what time he has to do it, and then he has to relinquish that also. Right? So when everything was over, when Rama was about to return, Rama was very much worried that no, what will happen to Bharata. So that is why he sent Hanuman earlier itself to make sure that no, that the drama is the entire parivar is coming, Rama and all the Vanars, everybody is coming. So just ask him to wait. Okay. So it also demonstrates that particular wonderful quality. I will perform this duty, but I will do this duty for a particular period, and then I'll be ready to relinquish the duty the moment that is getting completed. Okay. We always have to have the feeling that we are just the caretaker. Our own children, actually, we should assume that they are my children. We are caretaking Krishna's children. We are caretaking others. We are taking care of others. This one. We are when given a duty, we are just following the duty. This lesson is also very important, where Surpanaka gets the nose chopped by Lakshmana, right? So sometimes many of the so-called way of exhibiting our sense, we have tried to have a wrong or an incorrect expression, outward expression. But in front of the Lord, like Surpanaga, one day or other, our nose will be chopped. We will be humiliated. We will be punished, or we will be, brought the whatever be that our true colors will come. But most importantly, in the lesson is our greatness or our things. We should not be like exhibited just like that. We should see that we are able to tolerate provoking situations, right? So tolerating provoking situations is very important. Anybody, see, now even a small, somebody does a small thing, they will try to demonstrate, wow, this is super. They'll try to get 100 whatever that in the nowadays in that, what is it, so-called the social media reels and all, how much this got that. So even a small thing, they make it so, but those things are all we can understand is all fake and false and nothing real output, right? So we need to be um, very clear in whatever we wanted to show. Okay. Yeah, this is also very, maybe I'll stop with this one. We have other lessons also. Many of us will assume, oh, this is one of the most important turning points. If at all they had lived aram, say in the forest for 14 years, they would have come back. And then until otherwise, Mother Sita sees this wonderful golden deer, everything. So why does we have to understand this? Why does she have to have that attachment? It is not that she has an attachment just because of a particular reason. She had the attachment because she knows that, okay, there will be some better aspects that is going to come. And then Lord Ram also knows that. But still, they pursued. And then in this Marichi, we all know Marichi, right? This son of, there are two sons of Tataka, Marichi and Subahu. Okay. So in the initial years itself, what would have happened when the very first time when Vishwamitra takes Rama and Lakshmana along the forest when they were small young boys to protect the Yajna and all, that time Tataka was killed, right? Along with Tataka, these two, Marichi and Subahu was there. So that time Subahu is also dead. But what Ram will do is he will just throw an arrow on this Marichi from North India, from all, somewhere in near Ayodhya or somewhere location, all the way he will come and land somewhere in South India. Okay, and then he knows the power of Lord Ram's arrow, whatever the power. So when this Ravana calls his uncle, right? Ravana calls his uncle and said, "Hey, you have to go and become the golden deer. You have to go and attract Sita." So Marichi will say, "No, no, no, no. I know Lord Ram's power. You don't underestimate." And Ravana will say, "No, no, no. He is just a Narapungava. He is just he's a human person. I'm an Asura. I have more power like this. I don't just believe in these human bodies and all. I have a lot of more power and all." But this Marichi will continue to convey, "No, no, no. Don't underestimate. Don't underestimate." At some point of the day, Marichi will say, "No, I will not do it." Then Rama will become angry. Rana will simply say, "Hey, if you don't do this, I'm going to kill you." And at that point of time, this Marichi will decide. Instead of getting killed by Ravana, it is better to get killed by Rama. Okay, at least that bhagyam, that punyam, that whatever act comes, let me take it up. I know it is going to be it is going to be large, it is going to be a disaster, it is going to be a big turning point, but let it be there. I'll become an instrument in the hands of this particular, instead of getting killed by Ravana. So he decides, he just goes, he does his duty, he just attracts, and Sita gets attracted. We all know the next whatever happened, right? So attachment sometimes at some point of the time are make us kind of trap, right? But actually we will not even know that it is a trap for us, because initially we might think, oh, it is okay, it is like kind of nice everything, but later we will understand that it's a big trap. So whatever be the situation, we need to go from the scriptural understanding perspective, from the understanding of how we take up from a Shastra Pramanam perspective. Whatever be it, we refer to Shastra and then we follow. Because many a times there will be so many attractive things. This has happened. This is how you have to do. This has been doing for many times. So many things will keep come and going. But if you don't have that strong faith in the Shastras, we have a lot of chances of getting diverted. Okay. maybe with this we can stop. So many of them will contend, how come, who is this Ravana to take? How come Ravana can have that so much of power to take Mother Sita? Mother Sita is the supreme personality of Godheads, and she is Lakshmi Devi's personality. How come she can go? All of lot of these things will come, right? So generally, when we see from a Mother Sita perspective, she represents the entire devotion, service, bhakti perspective. So Ravana doesn't have that qualification also, right? So in one sense, all the Alvar Pasurams glorify Sita Devi, that actually Ravana didn't kidnap Mother Sita, but actually Mother Sita took Ravana to a particular location, a particular place, and made sure that Rama comes and then does the Ravana Vatam and everything. That is one aspect. Other aspect is, of course, Sita Devi didn't go at all when she crossed the Lakshman Rekha. So she underwent into underground into the ground, and then Maya Sita only came, and then she was taking that. So both perspectives is absolutely right. But in this episode, what is the most important aspect is what made Sita Devi to cross the Lakshman Rekha. One is, yes, she wanted to take Ravana and then ensure that this entire episode gets fulfilled, mission is fulfilled. The other aspect is Ravana will try to put all kind of jugglery words. You are this and all that and all and all. So same like whatever we saw in the previous episode of how Mantra was trying to provoke Kaikeyi. Same way Ravana will try to put all kind of things. Same way this Ravana will do. Oh, I thought you are a big Dhanavan. I know in your childhood, this one, you have been doing a lot of Dhana Dharma, everything. And is this the way you treat sannyasis? And you are a princely queen, princely daughter. Your father is such a great personality. You are supposed to do this, and then you are supposed to come out and do this. What will happen to? So like that, he will provoke. So far, she didn't have that thought process. She was totally dedicated. She was fully dedicated to have Lord Ram and then follow Lakshman's instruction also. Lakshman knew very clearly something is suspicious, so that is why he would have put this Lakshman Rekha. She knew everything, but the weakness was when somebody touches upon your past, your childhood, whatever be it, that will have a lot of background information. Then she will get like little bit, oh, so it might go wrong. Oh, whatever thing I have done earlier, I'm not able to. Then she will decide to cross the Lakshman Rekha. So we all know after she crosses the Lakshman Rekha, it will happen, right? So generally, at many point of the times, when we have these deceptions, it cannot be achieved. But we have to be very, very clear. Okay, what is that? What is more important for us is our quotient of bhakti should be always be maintained in such a way that this lust, greed. The next episode is also about. This is what I was trying to mention. Okay, so we have to be very clear in our checkpoints whenever it is required. Do a lot of introspections whenever necessary. Am I doing correct? Is it am I going downwards? Is it okay? So whenever we don't do those introspections very frequently, at some point of the time we will feel like, yes, I'm doing perfect. I'm always perfect. Then that will lead to any kind of a downfall or a disaster at some. Okay. Because Maya knows our weakness. It knows exactly at the correct. We might think this is our best strength, best point, but that might turn into our weakness. Okay, so that is why we need to be very, very careful. Okay, maybe with Jadayu, with Jadayu and this Jadayu, we know Jadayu is demonstrated that wonderful point. He lost the battle, but actually he won the heart of Lord Ram. So certain situations we might assume, oh, I'm not able to do. Try to do your ability. Always stand by the right. It doesn't matter about your physical strength. It doesn't matter about what is the situation. Whatever be it, why Jada is glorified? It is because he knew that he will never be able to win. He knew that he's already old, but still he was determined to make a fight with Ravana. And he knew that he's going to be definitely killed also. But he made whatever attempt he was able to do, he was able to do. Right? So in devotion service also, sometimes we know our weakness and strength, but until we make an attempt that will please the Lord, we are hesitant to do it, right? So let it be a failure, it doesn't matter. But Krishna sees our prayatna. Tadaham, even in the last class, I also mentioned about very important about prayatna, right? About our endeavor, right? Patram in the Patram Pushpam Salam Toim Slokam also. Tadaham Bhakti Upradam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. The prayatna is more important than any other aspect. Okay, because somebody demonstrated that prayatana. Somebody was not waiting for 1 or 2 days. He was waiting for more than 70, 80 years just because her Acharya, has Guru told, Patang Muni, he told, one day or the other, Lord Ram will come, you just be patient. So every day she was waiting patiently, right? The test of patience, determination, enthusiasm is wonderfully demonstrated by Sabari, right? So in Sabari's episode also, devotion service doesn't happen just within 1 day, 2 days. The patients go up till 50 years, 60 years. Just imagine how well that particular personality's devotion service and her dedication to her Acharya's instructions. Right? They all went back. They all went back to Godhead. The entire group went back. But still, she was determined that one day or the other I'll have darshan of the Lord. Okay? So we have to be patient. So the Lord will decide when He wants to reveal to us, and Lord will reveal relation through our Acharya's instructions. Okay, I think I'll stop here today. So let us on coming Ramayana Ramanomi, let us pray at the lotus feet of Lord Ram and his wonderful associates, whomsoever we have seen: Sabari, Jatayu, Mother Sita, Lakshmana, Bharata, and all other wonderful personalities. Then we can understand how much of importance from the story, just small episodes, but how well it is going to connect with us to grow in our bhakti. Okay, Hare Krishna. Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Maybe we can continue. A few more sections are there. Later we will try to cover this also, maybe in the next sessions. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Maybe can you take one question, Prabhuji, if you're not rushing?
Yes, Prabhu.
So very nice point. You said greatness is tested by ability to tolerate provoking situation.
Correct.
So what is the secret of doing this? How can we tolerate the provoking situation? Though we hear it again and again, every week we hear.
Correct. So whenever we get provoking situations, so for example, I think I gave you this rubber band episode also. Maharaj used to give this rubber band example also. Rubber band looks like a very simple episode, simple tool, but the elasticity, the word elasticity in scientific term also, you need to stretch it out. You cannot say you will not stretch it out. You have to go beyond your limit, but you cannot go beyond the limit by which you will fall off also. First point. Sorry, second point. First point is you have to extend, you have to stretch, you have to exhibit your strength, you have to do that. But the tolerance limit, the threshold limit is there, but you go beyond that, you will fail, it will burst. The third, fourth important point is very important. Okay, then many of them will say, let me not do it at all. Let me just leave it as it is. So the purpose of rubber band is will become waste if it is not stretched out. And if you just leave it as it is, it will become dry, it will become useless after some point of time because of the weather conditions. Same way, when we are put in certain situations, we might think, okay, this is my best skill, I've been adapting, I've been using this, I've been sharpening this skill for many times, everything. But at the exact moment, there will be a situation where you might be tested on how well you are able to withhold your anger, how well you are able to withhold your patience. That point of the time is where we need to bring in those qualities, or be thinking about how do I ensure that I don't get deviated, how do I ensure that I follow my instructions, how do I become patient and calm. So and that point of the time we need to bring in all our other qualities into picture. So that is how during that provoking situations we maintain ourselves, our cool and composed state. Then it will then afterwards whatever happens, you will be able to take it in a right perspective, take a proper direction, proper decision, whatever be it. So it requires that particular undergoing that particular state of mind and then showing that. It comes by practice, basically. Okay. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I don't know why the video went off. Okay. Fine. Any other thoughts, points?
Yeah, only one additional point I want to share. Initially, when we are sharing this slides, the thoughts that was going through in me was even for Lord Rama, if he want to do a lot of karma on by the uh, you know by what is called dharma, you want to follow the dharma. He's also been forced by the Maya's stuff, and so for us, when we started to do something, and in some of the things that you told, be watch out for your pitfalls, where you will be having some traps and all stuff. How, as humble as a small human soul, uh, we can outgrow Maya, right? So Maya is going to put us so much of things on us, and how do we know what is a great plan with the Lord in a particular situation? I think, but towards the end, there was an answer from yourself also is uh, introspection. I think that is where we are all lacking, or at least I am lacking, is where we don't understand what is actually going through in our life and how do we connect to our spiritual life. I think that introspection is not there in me. And that answered my earlier question that how do I overcome Maya? If God is going to will to happen this to me, how do I even know that there is something else planned in my life in the later date? But I think introspection of every action that we do today and introspection towards, okay, this is what my Swadharma is, and this is what Dharma for me is at this point of time. I think if we stick to that and remove all the other things that comes in, I think that is good. So that is one of the reflection that I took it today. I think introspection is more important here.
Perfect, Prabhu. Very nice. Thank you.
Also, Prabhuji, I want to add one thing. Only today we had in the class in the morning for Srimad Bhagavatam. So we had the discussion on so Maya Devi is the external energy of the Lord. So why is it taken in a negative sense? So so we got the example of a father. If the child is not listening, then father, and if the child is insisting on something, then the father will let the child take that thing, but in a restricted sense, and put him in a. So we create a barricade for the children to play. So likewise, a jail kind of thing is created, and then let the child fall and get hurt, but in a limited way. So, but then again, the parents are still looking after. So similar is the situation for us when Krishna is there looking after, but he has created this world where we are getting hurt and getting our lessons, falling and getting up. So in a way, we have to tolerate, we have to introspect, and we have to ultimately come to the conclusion that what we were supposed to learn, or we were supposed to follow the instruction from the Lord or whatever. So we have not followed, and that's why we have come to the material world.
Correct. Exactly, Mataji. I think the points are perfectly correct. I think you have really understood the essence of it. Yeah, I think the realization is important, and then require realization with proper introspection at regular intervals will ensure that we're in the right path. Yeah, nice. Thank you. Very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much for giving this wonderful association and then just the opportunity to listen to Ramayana Katha. Okay.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji,
Thank you,
for
Prabhuji. Hare
sharing.
Krishna.
Let's chant Hari Bol, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Bol,
Bol.
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.